Hello, everybody. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So we have, a lot of information that we're going to be sharing today. That's going to be very insightful. Uh, One of those is I spent some time in Brentwood, California, over the, couple of days ago, and I got shown around by some people that are in the know of, secret events that have gone on there for quite some time. And they have rubbed shoulders with Hollywood elite. They have lived in Brentwood. They know a lot of stuff. They showed us around, Tracy and I. So we have a little bit of, information, some pictures. No people that are in the pictures, but we have some pictures. There's a lot of things that are very mysterious about our government and the control system that the government uses. I was in the CIA for a very long time. I've seen behind the scenes of a lot of these things, the manipulations that go on, the lies, misinformation that comes through this corrupt and evil part of our government. Pretty much our government needs to be cleaned. It needs to be completely cleaned, and we need to start all over. Pretty much everything. So we're going to continue to share that information as we see that it's time for it to be leaked out there, and this will be the start of some of that. Now, let's start from like 12,000 years ago. Right? So the La Brea tar pits. Now the story is we have saber-toothed tigers who saber-toothed tigers are magnificent, or were magnificent animals. Woolly mammoth were, I mean, if you look at our elephants today, the woolly mammoth makes them look like little children, and the saber-toothed tiger makes our tigers or lions or whatever look like little punks. And so the story is in these La Brea tar pits in Brentwood that we have, this story that they were just kind of like hanging out and got close to the tar pits and got stuck, and there's that's where we find them, of hundreds of thousands of them, right, in these tar pits. No, basically what happened, there was a cataclysmic event about 12,500 years ago. This was during the fall of Atlantis when the evil ones basically tried to destroy our world because they're going to destroy it if they can't control it. So they were in the process of destroying the world, and it basically caused tsunamis and all kind of crazy stuff all over the world. And so these woolly mammoths and so forth were basically slammed into these tar pits uh, by the hundreds of thousands. We see them in valleys where they're like just stuck into these valleys by same thing, hundreds of thousands. They have huge amounts of skeletons. In Russia, where they were eating woolly mammoths, were eating. I think they're called buttercups, flowering little things, whatever, and they had them in their fresh in their stomachs after they thawed. After 11, 12,000 years, they started that area of Siberia where they were found. They were able to actually cut the meat because it was flash frozen. Imagine flash frozen. Their bones, and again, these were the biggest elephants in history that we know of, and their bones, their legs, and so forth were snapped. And so a tsunami, something, they call it something because they don't want to admit, had caused them in massive numbers to be hammered and then flash frozen. So they're discovering all this stuff. So the lies and manipulation is prevalent in everything, and in Brentwood especially. All right. Now I have the title here, Brentwood, Cali, where rich and famous are killed by CIA henchmen and occult sacrifice. Iran strike is coming up. We're going to talk about that. I may have to take the CIA thing out because usually I get restricted if I do that, but we'll see. we'll see how it works out this time. So I'll just leave it there and see if they restrict me or whatever. So if they do, then I'll change that. But you will hear about how this is going on. All right. So I'm not going to have any sound on the videos. We're just going to focus on the information today. So amateurs basically were coming in and digging fossils out of these tar pits, and there's many of them, I guess. And basically, this one family that owned the land basically gave exclusive rights to excavate the fossils for 2 years, and they were with the thing they were going to share them. So thousands and thousands of fossils were found, and this is in, like I want to say, make a point here. You see this, see they have the statues there of the woolly mammoths. They're stuck. They just wandered into the tar pits and they got stuck, and then they floated down to the bottom, and that's where they found their skeletal remains. So ridiculous, right? So ridiculous. When you hear, the real story, like I just shared with you, you're like, what the F? Stop your lies. Stop your friggin' lies. All right. But these lies are going to continue until we expose them. So that is one of the things that, the educational system, more and more people are taking their children out of the educational system because it's just spreads lies, right? Makes everybody dumb that goes through the educational system. I would say that I'm mostly self-taught because I learned that, I remember being in school and classes and so forth, and the information that was in the books, I was like, this seems kind of lame. So I did my own studies. I was a bookworm, still am, I guess, to a certain extent. And I would go to the library and do research. That was way before the internet, of course. And I would find out all this information. Then I would bring it back to the class. And I almost was like teaching classes, right? And everybody was like dumbfounded with all the information that I found on a lot of the stuff. So the information that's out there is manipulated, guys. And there's been many people that said that most books, almost all books that are out there right now, are mostly manipulated and full of lies. So now let's get into the rich and famous. So Marilyn Monroe, we went and saw Marilyn Monroe's, I won't say grave site. She's like in a like one of those tomb type things, right next to who's the guy that was Playboy Mansion guy? What was his name? Hugh Hefner. So Hugh Hefner basically bought her or bought two sites there, Wilshire Boulevard, Wilshire Westwood, or whatever the name of this one little grave site place is, and it's like nestled in Brentwood. You would never find it if you didn't know, or if you didn't have contacts like we did that would take you there. Beautiful place. And so I was kind of surprised that I think it was 1929 or something like that, 1926. Both Hugh Hefner and Marilyn Monroe were born on the same year. I don't know about the exact dates, but of course Marilyn Monroe died before him, was murdered before him actually, and that's where we find things. All right, so who murdered her? CIA henchmen. Right. So we've had James Files on that talked about how he took a couple guys to the airport that flew out and did the hit on Marilyn because she was monarch butterfly. Right. So she was used as, someone that would and I guess they found her in one of those children's homes or whatever, and they developed her. They found that she was beautiful as a young girl, and also very smart, and they traumatized her. So all the MK Ultra and all of the monarch butterfly women, like we've had many of them on. Kathy O'Brien has talked about this. They traumatize children that are extremely gifted, and we've had some other people on just recently that have talked about this. They're traumatized so that they are even more intelligent because it kind of focuses them. And so there's some kind of skill that they have to do this, and this is part of their organization. They hunt children, they hunt people, they come in families, family members. They, just like Kathy O'Brien talked about, there's family members, and then the CIA finds out about them, and they're like, okay, we want that child, and we'll pay you, and you'll get good things and be very wealthy and so forth. And that's what happens to a lot of these. Of course, Marilyn Monroe had fame and fortune, so forth. Now, we went to this one place called Ches J, and I have a picture of it here in a second. I'll show you. We ate there, very good food. It's been there since 1959. Became a famous celebrity hideaway, known for its strict no photography policy and sand-covered floors with free peanuts. So the free peanuts, you'd eat peanuts and you just drop them on the floor, and people will walk and crush them. I guess that's where it used to be. That's the way it used to be. There's one photo where there's an elephant in the bar, and there's these sexy, gorgeous women that are at the bar, and this elephant's there, and they're in bikinis, and the elephant's there at the bar getting the peanuts. So kind of funny. But this was where Marilyn Monroe and the Rat Pack used to hang out, and we went in and took pictures of the famous table where they used to hang out. Marilyn Monroe and the Rat Pack, including Frank Sinatra. Now, Frank Sinatra, and I asked one of the gentlemen that I was being shown around, has good insights because he used to hang out with a lot of these people, and I'm not going to name names, but because that would kind of narrow him down. But I mentioned to him that Frank Sinatra was Marilyn Monroe's pimp, and he was like, yes, and he was like, somebody knew, like he had found out, so it's kind of cool. So we've disclosed that. We've talked about that. Marilyn Monroe was pimped out to a lot of the presidents, JFK and Robert Kennedy and so forth. And, that was her, eventually that was her death, because she somehow got the impression that Jackie was going to go away and she was going to be the JFK's wife and in the White House. And I don't know what came over her, but I guess they're like, no, Marilyn, you can't do that. And I guess she insisted, so they did away with her. That's my understanding. So I don't know. Maybe it's off a little bit, but anyway, other legendary stories. Astronaut Alan Shepard used to hang out there as well. Took one of Ches J's peanuts to the moon on Apollo 14. The astronaut is still kept in the owner's safe. Pentagon Papers, it is allegedly the site, and this was a place where a lot of people came, because right behind Ches J is the Rand Corporation. We'll talk about that in a second. So Pentagon Papers, allegedly where portions of the Pentagon Papers were handed over to the New York Times reporter. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck reportedly worked on the script for Good Will Hunting there. So a lot of history at Ches J. It is it's labeled as a national landmark, I think back in 2016 or something like that. So very, very interesting. Okay, this is a picture. We were there just a couple days ago, and we took this picture. This is the outside, Ches J. All right. Really cool place. So if you're ever in Santa Monica, highly recommend you go check out Ches J and have a little. I had a Santa Monica blonde ale, of course. All right. So very, very good place to hang out and see a little history and so forth. Now, the Rand Corporation, which is literally right behind Ches J, imagine that. Probably, like we've talked about, a lot of things happen there. So this is a picture of the Rand Corporation from the street. They had a lot of land there. They gave a little bit of it away to a park, and there's a park right next to the Rand Corporation. So the RAND is a nonprofit global policy think tank, research institute, and public sector consulting firm. Cold War space race, U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, U.S.-Soviet nuclear arms confrontation, Great Society, social welfare programs, natural health care. So a lot of things been, put together in this place. And of course, with that kind of, people involved in it, of course, the CIA is I don't know for sure because when I worked in the CIA, I chased terrorists, but I know the CIA is involved in a lot of stuff. So we know that the CIA, tries to direct a lot of countries. I can tell you that from my experience. And they do the same thing in the United States. How about that? So not only do they do other countries, but also the United States. So now, the reason why we know, of course, the CIA is involved in Brentwood is because of Marilyn Monroe. So this is Marilyn Monroe's house. All right. So there's a wall here. They walled it up. You can't really see much of the place anymore. Looks very nice. Now I want you to look at this. So it's going to go. There's the gate, rear gate. Brentwood is absolutely incredible. One of the most beautiful cities I've seen. Very rich and famous people. So right there, see that window right there? And I might have. It's not letting me zoom in, but anyway, right back here, there was a grandma that was with her children, I guess, and so she's staying there. And she commented that there were limos coming and going, coming and going, coming and going, coming and going all night long. So what were they trying to do? Were they trying to talk Marilyn out of her insistence of being the next wife of JFK? I don't know. But regardless, she was found naked on her bed, and that's dead. And that's the way they made it look. Now, again, we went to her gravesite, very beautiful area, and the energy there is really nice. The energy there at her home is really nice. So whatever they did, in a negative way, it's pretty much it's done. All right, she's good to go. She's moved on. My wife she taps into this kind of stuff pretty good, and so she's talked about this for a long time. She believes that there was some kind of poison that was inserted in her eye. So she did kind of like me. She remote views in her own way, and her eye actually got red. It's kind of like a yes, you're on the right track. So there's she died of supposedly a drug overdose, which is ridiculous. There's if they want you to die, they're gonna figure it out. And even if it's very obvious that you didn't die the way they say you died, then they're gonna have the press control it. They're gonna have doctors that are paid that are gonna say that's the way it happened, and on and on and on. So, unfortunately, Marilyn Monroe, who was MK Ultra, who was basically used for sex and was extremely smart, had great roles in Hollywood and so forth, but was obviously very traumatized. Probably barely functional. In some ways, she was still happy, I guess, but there's probably a lot of problems that she experienced. So anyway, trauma has a way of fracturing the mind and compartmentalizing it and so forth, and that seems to be what happened with her, and what seems to happen to a lot of people that are in the monarch butterfly program, and that program still goes on. All right, so the CIA does not stop, right, until they're stopped completely. So this is a long term. Tom Brady's wife is a man. Just throw stuff out there. All right, good. So we got a lively little OJ lived in Brentwood. So we're going to get to that, of course. So a lot of Brentwood stuff, guys. A lot of Brentwood stuff. Of course, we start with the La Brea Tar Pits lies, and then we move on to the Maryland lies, and of course, The one that I just was turned on to, we're going to get to that in a second, but you guys might remember just recently, director Rob Reiner and his wife, I believe, they were ritually sacrificed, and why? Why were they sacrificed? What was that all about? Right. So let's kind of look at. I could probably go down that rabbit hole and find out a lot of stuff, but anyway, their son supposedly. I saw the convenience store, right down from where they lived. He walked down to that convenience store. I saw that convenience store. And again, Brentwood is very exclusive. Almost all the homes are walled, right? And it's wow, imagine that. And so to keep out the riffraff, the rich and the famous, they talk about how we should have open borders, no walls, but in their homes they're walled, right? So their location was 200 block of South Chadorn Avenue in Brentwood, Los Angeles. And supposedly they're 32, right? 32, 33, degree Mason type stuff. 32-year-old son, Nick Reiner, was arrested and held without bail on murder charges. I wonder if he has any memory of doing that killing, right? So, and was he MK Ultra? Absolutely. Was he actually Rob Reiner's son? Skeptical, right? So he doesn't look like either of them. So I don't know. Like I said, if we dug deep into this, we'd probably find out a lot of very interesting things. Somebody's probably done that. I haven't seen that. I've seen a lot of people that have talked about it, but anyway. So Rob Reiner and wife Michelle Singer stabbed to death. All right. So who else was stabbed to death? All right. So what other male and female cult ritual deaths happened there? Of course, O.J. Simpson, right? O.J. Simpson ritual killing of his ex-wife, and I guess her waiter boyfriend. And now, what was the real story behind that? Did O.J. actually do the killings? So there was a lot of stuff. I think it was planted. I don't think he personally did it. I think his son did it. Right. That's my thoughts, and I've seen a lot of stuff on that. So, and why did his son do it? Who knows what's going on with that? Was his son like MK Ultra craziness, or he was a cook? His son was a cook, and of course, OJ had done, not of course, but OJ had done a SEAL series, which was getting ready to be released, and supposedly he had learned some knifing skills from some of the SEALs that he was training with. So all these things leaked out. Of course, that SEAL series was that he was starring in never was released. All right, good thing. All right, don't want to make the SEAL community look so bad. All right, so evidence, blood, hair, and fiber evidence linked Simpson to the scene, including a bloody glove found at his estate and his blood found in his white Ford Bronco. So he was either very, very sloppy and murdering, or it was planted, which I believe, right? So, who really did the killings? Was it some kind of CIA, or was it a cult ritual? All kinds of the Tate Manson murders. We got a lot of stuff out there with these ritual stabbings and killings and all that kind of stuff going on in that area. So it's very, very interesting. Now, this was the newest one, and I'm going to surprise you with this, I think, as I was surprised. Andrew Breitbart lived in Brentwood, right? Now, you guys might remember that Andrew Breitbart, before his death in March 2012, he was a conservative media figure. Andrew Breitbart promised to release videos and information to vet President Barack Obama ahead of the 2012 election, aiming to highlight radical associations from his college days. So we've kind of, figured that out over time, that, he and Michael, not Michelle, but Michael, had dealings. He never went to college. There's no record of him. There's people that were in those classes that supposedly he went to, and they don't have any memory of him being in these classes. And this is pretty much a CIA hangout too. So lots of CIA connections here, of course. So he was selected to be in that spot, and they manipulated a lot of stuff through him. Another attempt to basically destroy America through the Obama administration, and of course Trump came in eventually and turned that around. So that was a good thing. Hillary was supposed to continue the destruction of America, but she lost out. She promised that she would never run for office again. Of course, Hillary promised well before that. There's a lot of things that Hillary's been involved in, and she kept promising that she was not going to run for office anymore. And there's a lot of Democrats like to do that. They'll tell us that, okay, I I'm I'm all in this fraud stuff, and I'm just to make it right. I'm not going to do any more office stuff. I'm not gonna run for office anymore. So you guys aren't going to see me anymore. So that's how I atone for all of my criminal activity. All right. So Tim Walz is doing the same thing. Tim Walz is saying that he's not going to run for office anymore either. But if he's given a spot as a senator, he would take it. Right. So he came into a state that was all red. And just like this blue city thing keeps putting these Democrats into selected office spaces, and the regular Republicans, conservatives that are in these states are like, "What the heck is going on in our state?" All right, so it's like California is a red state, and they have blue cities that basically keep selecting, not electing, but selecting, very, very evil people that run the states and destroy their states. So Breitbart claimed to have footage showing Obama's connections to radical figures intended to portray him as a far-left ideologue. The material later highlighted by Breitbart.com editors. I think they didn't put it all out there because they knew better because, the head of Breitbart, the owner of Breitbart, got killed. Hello, you're not going to put out, the stuff that he put out. So they never put that stuff out, although they say they did, of course. What they say and what they do is completely opposite, just kind of like the La Brea tar pits. It's a lie that the animals got trapped in the tar because they just wandered too close, all right? By the hundreds of thousands, all right? Just wandered too close. They're stupid animals. So Breitbart collapsed in Brentwood. He was out for a late night stroll, probably out to for a late night meeting. Somebody told him they're going to drop off some information to him. Maybe he's one of his contacts. Maybe that got hijacked, and somebody came and killed him. So he died of heart failure, heart attack machine. And the area where he died was right on an off ramp where he was found. Was right on an off ramp. So somebody hit him and then hit that ramp and just whoop down the freeway, right? Out of there. All right. Time of death, he was pronounced dead at 12:15. So he's like, here it is right here, March 1st, while taking a late night walk on a sidewalk in his Brentwood CIA controlled neighborhood. He had heart failure. Right. So final resting place is buried Hillside Memorial Park Cemetery in Culver City, California. So Breitbart continues, but of course, Breitbart does not go. They know how to be conservative with their information. Right? They were never like Andrew. Andrew was a firecracker. He was releasing all kind of great stuff, and that's what made Breitbart famous. So it's still a good place to get information, but nothing on the level of what he had. Now, that's my stuff on Brentwood. All right, Brentwood. I could go into so many different directions, but do your own, um, uh, you know, critical thinking and research, and you're going to find that Brentwood is a baddie land for CIA, and a lot of rich and famous live there. They think they're protected, and some of them probably are. And it is a beautiful, great neighborhood. If you're just just an average rich person with a lot of money, and you want to go there and hang out, and just be careful who you hang with, right? So, uh, but yeah, absolutely beautiful area, and with a history of you know criminal activity that goes on there, right? So, on a, it's like those rich and famous areas. That's where the CIA does really well, I guess. I don't know. So I did a video earlier on crypto, and it's done really well. Now, I talked about how crypto is probably going to take a big hit. It's probably going to go down quite a bit, and a lot of people have viewed that. Now, for me, I am a trader, which means I move in and out of profitable things. I have very good observation skills after my time in the CIA and uh, SEAL teams at a very highest level. Very good observation intuition that came out of those observation skills, I guess, and of course my Archangel Micro experience took it another level again. But the ability to see things that are coming for the future and to see through all the bullshit like Little Brea tar pits and the Brentwood fiascos that are going on nonstop. You start to understand that there's manipulations out there, and you can work around them, stay profitable, so that you can use that, because they want to destroy all of us. They want us to die poor as hell, and they want us to die unhealthy, and they want us to live short lifetimes. And in fact, if they can kill us and view those killings, kind of like Squid Games. You guys ever see Squid Games, where they had the elite? They're like betting on who's going to make it, and all these people were dying and killing each other, and all kind of crazy stuff. That's kind of what they do with us, I believe, on a massive scale. And that show was pretty much a reveal. Yes, I believe we live forever going forward, but not right now, right? And maybe in the future, when they're not able to kill us off and chemtrail us and poison us in lots of different ways, there's going to be some long lifespans I think in the short time frame coming up. But we're going to have to get through some serious problems, and that's where I come in. So sharing and revealing and taking down the system that's here to destroy us. So crypto, potentially now, like I said, I hold like silver. I'm an investor, long-term investor in silver, but I'm also a trader. So I look at with my good observation skills of how crypto goes up and down over time. So we're getting ready to go into a crypto winter. So crypto is going to go down. Now, if you're a long-term crypto holder and you buy on the dips, that's fine, right? Just like I've done with silver, and I bought just on this recent silver dip. We're going to see now you can move in and you can move out of these different things. So I moved into crypto when it's time for crypto to go up, and then I move out when crypto, does its big moves. It'll do its big moves, and then you take those profits and you put it in something else. So that's trading. All right. So some of you are saying you're not going to get out of your XRP, even though it's going to go really low, right? And crypto is going to go really low. Bitcoin, all the crypto is going to go low. Some of them will disappear in the coming months and year plus until the next halving. All right. So the stock market probably is going to go lower. I don't know if it will be soon or whether it's going to get a pretty significant pullback. I said if the Fed didn't cut rates it would probably pull back, and it is pulling back. All right, so we'll probably see the stock market, because it doesn't have its crack, toilet paper money. So it doesn't have a lot of free crack toilet paper money. So it basically goes up when there's a lot of crack money, and it goes down when it gets restricted. So we're seeing from the Fed, Jerome Powell should have cut rates. I was like, he'll cut rates, but he didn't. And I said, if he doesn't cut rates, which I guess they're playing games, he should have cut rates, but he didn't. So they want the stock market to crash, I think. All right, so just be heads up. Now we'll probably see a lot of stuff go down. Crypto is going to go down, and it basically did a head and shoulders. So pretty much all crypto is at a head and shoulders pattern. Head and shoulders top. You look at the neckline from the top of the head to the neckline. That's the number that it's going to go down. So Bitcoin should go down about 35,000 from where it's at right now, right? And then probably back down to 50, which has surprised me. But when you look at the head and throat of the of XRP, it looks like it's going back down to 50, which, like I said, is very surprising. And it could go lower. It could go down to 40 cents. So just be heads up. If you're in it, if you get spooked, if you're in it for long term, why not buy more when it dips, and then wait for it to come back in a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. And you'll come back with more. And if you're in it for short term, you're expecting to like get rich and famous and move to Brentwood, probably not going to happen to you this time. And if you sell, it's definitely not going to happen to you, and you're probably going to take a loss, which 90% or more of people, that's the way it works out for them. So I'm trying to give you a heads up if you're one of those people that is in it for short-term profits, and you haven't that hasn't been revealed to you yet, and you're thinking it's going to go up. Right. So, but again, there's many ways to invest, trading, investing. So if you're investing, good for you. If you're trading, you should have been out by now. And if you're not, you're going to get spanked, right? All right. So piglets get fed, and pigs get slaughtered, right? So if you don't want to be bacon for the elite, which are going to just take your profits and go, then if you haven't gotten out yet and you're still in the profits, you might want to think about it. So, and I'm not a professional, although I do really, really well. All right. So, anyway, so that's it for crypto. That's all I'm going to share. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I just wanted to basically talk about how you can, because I saw a lot of comments. People were like, "I'm holding." You're like, you're not going to get me out of silver. You're not going to get me out of crypto, and that's fine. That's fine. If you're a long-term investor, good for you. All right, buy the dips. Keep buying the dips, and you're going to do well. But if you're a short-term trader, you're going to get crushed if you haven't already. Melania humiliates media, because I just looked at some of the media out there, and they're saying I was a flop. Bullshit. All right. Audiences rave for Melania with 98% Rotten Tomatoes rating, while bitter critics cry and try to destroy it. All right, so exceeds expectations with best documentary box office opening in decade. All right, so I'm looking forward to going and seeing Melania. She is an amazing woman, married to an amazing man. So I'm going to support and have a good time watching Melania humiliate the media, which is constantly try to humiliate her. All right, so Wall Street is, like I said, about to get spanked. It looks like, right? Holman debunks rumors Trump admin retreating on deportations. They're coming stronger and stronger into the cities. And of course, a lot of these cities are going to push back. In LA, unrest in Los Angeles as agitators ignore calls for peaceful protest. And Minnesota Department DOC head, sheriffs have hard time working with DHS because they won't get judicial orders. All right. So Trump has said that they are no longer going to work with Democrat cities. Before they were, and they were just getting, stonewalled and pushed and so forth. And now they're just going to go in and they're going to protect federal places, which the police showed up very, very late in Los Angeles while the federal building was being hammered. So now federal, maybe troops, or federal ICE, whatever, they're going to come in and they're going to hammer down. They're not going to play around because the police in a lot of these deep blue cities are basically wokesters, right? And they have woke sheriffs that are not constitutional and probably put in place by Soros funding. And so we can't depend on them. So shit's still going to hit the fan, guys. We're going to see, many cities are going to get destroyed. I don't think there's any way around that. Minneapolis is slowly being destroyed, I believe. So LA, of course, has been a long-term destruction. If you look at any video, so I've seen videos lately of people that have gone around LA, tent cities everywhere, homeless, mile after mile after mile of tent, along the roadways and parks and everything. It is a total shithole in LA in a lot of places. So, and that's a Democrat. So they profit on a massive scale on the homeless. All right. So they get tens and tens of billions of dollars and they pocket it and they give them a little piece of it. Now I was in just recently, I was at a very, very nice hotel, Ritz Carlton in Marina del Rey. Beautiful, beautiful hotel. One street over, there were those motorhomes, those old beat up motorhomes that the homeless basically park along the streets. So just a street over from one of the most luxurious places in all of LA, and you have homeless in motorhomes. They can't move those motorhomes because the idiots that are Democrats have voted to basically allow them to stay on those streets because they're homeless, they're destitute. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So they're in these motorhomes, along these magnificent streets. And then you see, of course, they walk all over the place. So I saw them along the, where all the, multi-million-dollar boats are along the marina and stuff. There's beautiful walkways and stuff, and the homeless are walking all over there, and they're like it's not good. All right, so these Democrat hellholes, man, it's pathetic. I would love to help those people, but the Democrats don't want that, obviously. If there was some way that I could do some kind of organization to help them, but they're going to just come in and undermine what you do, and that's probably what's been happening for a lot of people that have been trying to help these poor homeless people and drug addicted and so forth. So anyway, this is going to continue until we take the blue state Dems out of their positions of power. So Dem state Dems launching schemes to obstruct ICE and federal laws. Schumer shutdown 2.0. Senate caves to Democrat demands on ICE funding. So the shit show is going to continue as long as the Democrats are in there. And I don't give a crap about Democrats or Republicans, really. I think they're both corrupt as hell. We need to clean them all out. This 2 senators per state, screw that. 1 senator, you get to stay there for 6 years, then your ass is out of there, right? Same thing with these Democrat idiots. One congressman from each state, all right? Just one, not from every province. Jesus. Like California is they're the worst state in the whole country, and they have flooded Congress with idiots. So we have to get rid of this, guys. We have to do away with this extremely corrupt government that we have, and squeeze it down to a more manageable situation where we have people of merit that go into those positions. Ideally, they don't get paid, but if they need to be paid, they're come from grassroots or whatever, and They need a salary. Hook them up for like 4-6 years, whatever, and then out of there. All right, next person of merit. All right, so there's plenty of people out there with merit, and there's plenty of people right now that are, squeezing off the system, frauding the system. All of them are frauding the system. All of them, right? They're all rich as hell. They come in, they have like, $100,000 a name. They leave with like 30, 40, $50 million. It's bullshit, right? So get these clowns out of there, cut down this bullshit government, and let's get some really good people. And there's obviously plenty of good people out there. We just need to get away from these, the GOP and the Dem parties, which basically they decide who's going to be selected. People of merit don't work their way up. It's basically somebody that's going to be part of the uniparty and help destroy America and then sponge off it while they're doing it. So yeah, cut them out. Yeah, 50 million salary for political people. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know where you get 59 million. Is that the total, or what the hell is that? Or somebody that's made that much while they're in there? There's plenty of people made a lot more than that. All right, so we're looking at Iran, probably Iran, however you want to pronounce it. Everybody pronounces it different. I guess Iranians, that's the way they pronounce it. So we have lots of ships there, and we have lots of aircraft, and there's lots of aircraft that are in the air. How about that? And the Iranians are shooting missiles into the air, practicing their missiles and trying to intimidate with their missiles. United States warned Iran on Saturday over its plans to conduct live fire drills close to U.S. forces in the region as partners sought to de-escalate rising tensions between the two nations. There's not going to be de-escalated. It's escalating to the point where we're going to basically take out that regime. The drills come as U.S. Navy ships arrive in the region by the lots, with President Donald Trump deploying what he called a massive armada, which he said earlier this week could act against Iran with speed and violence if necessary. So he said, I saw him in a post today where he talked about how their time is drawing near, where we have given them the option to do the right thing. Of course, they didn't do the right thing when we had to go in and bomb them for the nuclear, right? So, and he's like, he doesn't give it much hope, right? So sounds like we're getting close to go time, guys. It's got to be very, very close. Now, Saudi Arabia had said, like the last couple of days, that they were not going to allow U.S. forces to use Saudi Arabian airspace. I don't know if that's still the point, but the Saudi Defense Minister, Prince Khalid bin Salman, reportedly told U.S. officials in a private meeting in Washington on Friday. So it was a private meeting, secret meeting, but I guess it's being revealed on Friday that the Iranian regime would be emboldened should U.S. President Donald Trump refrain from ordering an attack on the Islamic Republic. At this point, in parentheses, if this doesn't happen, it will only embolden the regime, the defense minister was quoted as saying by Axios news site. While a source familiar with the meeting confirmed that to the Times of Israel that these comments were made, the source said they should be understood in the context of urging the U.S. to have a clear plan and objectives of what it wanted to achieve in Iran. So they're saying it's upwards of 30,000 people that have been killed by the regime now. No one knows if that's true. Some of these numbers could be inflated, I believe, but who knows? Maybe it is. All right, Mike Huckabee has said that Trump not making empty threats toward Iran. So he's U.S. ambassador to Israel, and he's saying that, hey, it's basically time to strike Iran, right? So I think it's game on. I think we could see it any moment. Of course, it seems like it's going to be any moment, and they want it to seem like it's going to be any moment. Same thing with Venezuela. You basically draw them out. They get all ready. This is perfect. This is perfect because you keep them like they've been for the last couple of weeks, thinking that the strikes are going to come anytime, and it wears them down. This is perfect planning. This is what we used to do all the time. And when I was in the CIA, and also when I was in the military, right? So I was kind of like in the military arm of the CIA, right? Taking out terrorists. So we would, put out information out there that attacks were imminent. Of course, they did the same thing to us, but we were able to have Mike around, so there weren't any attacks. So now, J.P. Morgan closed 633 shorts at the exact bottom. J.P. Morgan, all right, the massive manipulator. J.P. Morgan, who basically took Tesla's information, where he was going to have free energy, and basically shut it down. Wardenclyffe in New York, where they built that tower, basically was going to beam out free electricity or free energy, not necessarily electricity. And JP Morgan's like, how am I going to make money off this? I funded you. I thought I was going to make money. So I got all these judges in my back pocket, and they're going to make you poor. And then we're going to steal all your information when you die. Right? So I think Trump's uncle basically got a lot of that information. So that's a good thing. All right. So JP Morgan, bad to the bone. JP Morgan Chase, bad to the bone. They manipulated the silver market down so they could take advantage. Now, I think the silver is going to bounce. It's still in a bull market, guys. So manipulation aside, there's going to be manipulations. We have never seen a price go down like that, I don't think, in history. So it's like a 10 omega. Like there's omega points, like 1 omega is like maybe it happens. 2 omega is like kind of like unusual. 3 omega is like rare. 4 omega is like, oh shit, that's really not, doesn't happen often. So all the way to 10 omega, right? So there's a lot of that happening right now in a lot of different places, a lot of different things. These 6 and 10 omega events. So things are really getting funkified out there. You like that word, funkified? Right. Ukraine loses 5 F-16s in one day. Kind of like all those M1 Abrams tanks. I think they had 31 of them, and I think they're all gone. They might have one hiding in a warehouse somewhere in Kyiv or something, but that's probably the last one. Russians hammered the hell out of those. But the F-16 is an old invention. It's been around a long time. So we didn't give them our good stuff, and because I guess we knew it wasn't going to last long in their hands. So here is Ukraine loses 5 F-16s in one day. Russian strikes turn the sky into hell. Right. So Russians are, just gobbling up Ukraine real estate left and right. Let's look at a little bit. This aircraft could have been either. So boom, there goes a missile. That's a drone, not a missile, but a drone going right in and taking out that aircraft. Now that aircraft looks a little shady to me, so maybe it was one that was in mothballs. But that is an F-16, and it is now whatever's left, whatever that was. If it was a dummy F-16, or if it was a real thing that's been mothballed or under repair or whatever, it's blown to pieces now, right? And so are 4 other ones. So 5 F-16s taken out in one day, right? So not going so good in there in this crazy land, Ukraine. Ukraine is getting absolutely hammered. Let's see if I can find a little outline of the country. All right. So this area right here is they're basically going to go up and hit this one city, Zaporizhia. that it's right up north of this area that they're slowly, methodically taking down. You see these little yellow boxes? There's 2 lines of these, and they're basically were supposed to stop uh, Russians from going past this area. Of course, Russians are basically going around them, coming along the flanks and taking them down instead of going right up into them. But they're taking down these 2 massive lines of defense that Ukraine had to stop them from going to Zaporizhia. So Zaporizhia goes down, and basically it's all ahead full to Odessa. So Odessa, like I predicted, will be going down. Now another thing that I predict is that there's going to be other large cities within Ukraine. Kharkiv, I believe, is like the second largest city after Kyiv. I believe that's going to go down. And as time goes on, as I'm seeing things, I think Russia is getting to the point where and this is Kupiansk. This has traded hands like 4 or 5 times or whatever, and it looks like Russia is really getting it under control better than ever before. So another major city. So major city after major city after major city, Russia's been taking them down. Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, Odessa, I believe this year, and I even think that Russia is going to go to Kyiv finally and stop all this nonsense. They're gonna drive their forces into Kyiv. At the start of this war back in 2022, they almost did that. They held off because things weren't quite going the way they anticipated. They thought that there would be a lot of support. I guess that was not the case, and so they had to build up their forces. They get pushed back quite a bit. The Ukrainians, with the help of NATO and all of the incredible money that the Biden administration and all the military, all the what do you call it? The Humpty Dumpty, all the fell down, had a great fall, and all the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. That's Ukraine, right? So Ukraine threw everything at Russia. Russia withstood it and drove them back, and has been driving them back, and is gobbling up land like crazy. I think that Russia did not go into Kyiv because they felt that it might really incite NATO and the United States. Now the United States, I think, is like they don't care, right? They don't care about NATO. They would like to be trading partners with Russia. All right, that's the way Trump is with everybody. You want to be trading partners with us? Stop fighting, and we can just be trading partners, and it'll make everybody happy. That's kind of Trump's game, which really is pretty simple, but effective. So I think eventually that's what's going to happen. But Russia has to make sure that it protects itself going forward, and I think that's what it's going to do. So I think this will be the year, because I saw that Kyiv would eventually fall to Russia, and that we would see. I saw Putin during Christmas time in Kyiv celebrating. So I don't know. Maybe this will be the year. They got a full year. The rate they're going, I think they're going to get it. Right. I think it's going to happen. So we'll see. We will see. So that's if you were brainwashed into believing that Ukraine was bad, I feel sorry for you. Right. So that's quite the opposite. All right. So multiple explosions are happening as I'm speaking in Iran right now. So I'm just seeing this new information. So it does appear that they're probably what's happening is on the ground. They're taking out maybe mobile air defense and so forth. Maybe some of the IRGC, headquarter type places in multiple cities, because this is happening in multiple cities right now. Major cities and smaller cities. So, United States warned Islamic Republic not to block the Strait of Hormuz, and Chinese warships arrive in Middle East as joint drill continues. Now, I just saw another headline just before the show where Putin Putin was not backing Khomeini, right? He's like, you're on your own, dude. Yeah, I got to deal with Trump, and you're not part of it. Right? So Khomeini is going down. So there's a lot of different things that are out there right now. What could happen with this strike? So let's look at some of the headlines. Here we have what could happen if the U.S. strikes Iran. Here are 7 scenarios. Iran goes nuclear. Would they go nuclear? Do they have the nuclear capabilities? Maybe. I think they do, actually. Iran renews threat to strike Israel as U.S. attack fears grow. Now, there was a scenario, there was a timeline. I hope it does not come to fruition. But there was a timeline where I saw that Tel Aviv does get nuked, right? So I hope that's not happening. So Iran renews threat to strike Israel as U.S. fears grow. So there you go. UK backs American strikes on Iran to stop nuclear threat. So, the UK is like, go team, go, and they're not helping at all. Yeah, because they don't have anything left because they've given it all away to the Islamists. And so they're like, you guys just come on in and here we'll just feed you and make you the mayors, and you can just take these cities, and I know you'll do the right thing. And I don't think that's really working out so good for the people of UK, right? The people that have for hundreds of generations that have like made England amazing. They're being basically pushed aside. So the Don Lemon case is already getting interesting. Lemon has decided to retain high-profile attorney Abe Lowell, who has represented a huge swath of political figures in times of crisis. So who is affording that for him? Does Don Lemon have a lot of money from CNN, which he hasn't worked for years now? I doubt it. Somebody's hooking that boy up, and probably told him, go raid this church because we hate Christians, because we're Luciferians and you're part of our team. All right, so Don Lemon has lawyered up. He has retained Hunter Biden's attorney. So Hunter Biden used him. President Bill Clinton during the Monica Lewinsky scandal, which he got off. Of course, he got off, she got off, and everybody got off. All right, so in one way or another. All right, this unprecedented attack on the First Amendment, says Lowell. Unprecedented attack. It's never happened before, ever. These lawyers, God. All right, the government argued. So basically what happened is he was arrested, Don Lemonade, and Lemon Squeeze. And so he goes in, and the Judge Patricia Donahue, released Lemon from custody on his own recognizance. So just go. All right. So the government argued that Lemon posed a threat based on his church storming behavior and requested that he remain in custody. She said, no, he can just go. And Donahue denied the federal government's petition to institute a $100,000 bond. So he just got off, no bond, just, be out there, and if we call you, be on call, right? And probably not even going to call him, right? So, as well as subsequent petition to restrict Lemon from traveling to Minnesota or New York. Lemon will make his next court appearance on February 9th. All right. So, Lemon. Tim Walz says he will never run for office again as Minnesota faces fraud probes in federal crackdown. I'm just going to go out this back door and all that fraud stuff. Don't worry about it because I'm not going to run anymore. So you guys cool? All right, I'm out. See ya. So I have no political consideration and will never run for elected office again. Never again. Although he has said that if he's given a Senate seat, he would take it. Right. But he's never going to run again. That's different. Yeah. So if he's given a seat in the Senate, that's different from running. So he's not going to run for office again. So kind of like what what happened with Hillary Clinton. I remember her, that frazzle dripping and adrenochroming and cannibal, child cannibal girl. Hillary Clinton has stated multiple times that she will never run for president again. Never. In 2019, following her 2016 loss, she told News 12 in New York, where she was receiving from a witch's coven, an honorable witch. That's true. In New York, they have witches covens, and she was given an honorable, membership and high status in a witch's coven, and she went and accepted it. Right. So you were like, well, anybody could say that. No, she went in and took it because she's a witch. Hello. All right. 2022, in an interview with CBS News, she said she would never, said it again, never run for president. Now, I remember all way back, way back, when she was in the State Department, and all that trouble started happening when she was in the State Department. She was the head of the State Department, and she had that illegal email thingy in her home where she was, sending all kind of messages, secret messages to everybody, and the Clinton Foundation was making tens of millions of dollars as payoffs, and she was like, "I'm never going to run again." All the way back then. So that I can't even find it. I remember where she said it all the way back then. I'm never going to run for office. Then she ran for president, right? And then after she failed the president, she's like constantly saying Donald Trump won because of the Russians, and Donald Trump won because of this, and Donald Trump's bad, and Donald Trump, and Donald Trump, and Donald Trump, and Donald. It's woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. That's the way the Democrats always do this. So she said, "We'll never run for president again." And stating it was out of the question for 2024. And then that was in 2022. And then 2024, despite some rumors, she continued to reiterate that she was not running for president until everybody forgets. And then she's going to run for office again. Right. That's the way the Democrats do it. Right. But is Hillary Clinton still alive? I don't know. There's rumors that she's gone. All right. So do I believe in those rumors? Maybe, baby. All right. So legendary actress dead at 71. So, you have to be very observant of a lot of these things. Now, you might remember this actress, Home Alone actress. And remember her son's name? Kevin. Remember Kevin? Kevin would sleep in while everybody else is packing and running out the door to go on a trip, and Kevin didn't make it over and over again. So she died yesterday. And what else happened yesterday? What else happened yesterday? Well, Donald Trump basically said that he wanted a guy named Kevin Warsh to be the new Fed pick. So that's his choice, Kevin Warsh. Kevin. And then Home Alone, Mama died at 71 on the same day. So you look at that and you're like, what? And remember, Trump was in Home Alone when he used to own the Plaza Hotel. And Kevin McAllister, or Macaulay Culkin, for real life, asked him for directions. And he's like, that way. Right? So Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, appearing for 7 seconds in the lobby of the Plaza Hotel, which he owned at the time, in 1992. And of course, he owns hardly anything anymore in New York. And I don't think he owns anything. Actually, I think it's all in trust, so nobody can touch it. The cameo in the scene, Kevin asks, "Excuse me, where's the lobby?" And Trump replies, "Down the hall and to the left," before walking away. Right? You guys remember that? I'm not going to show it because if I show it, they'll restrict me. You're on YouTube. So now, in 2019, the Canadian Broadcasting Company Corporation, CBC, cut the scene for television broadcast. So it's been a long time that the Canadians haven't liked Trump, right? They really don't like him now that he says he's going to take Canada back, right? He's not going to take it back. It's always been part of America, but he's basically just saying, you guys are going to give it back, right? You guys stole it. You think it's yours, but it's ours, right? And so that's kind of the way things are going to roll. And so they really don't like Trump now. It's not Trump. It's like, this is the way things are. He's just making it right. All right. And I know you Canadians love that because we love you. And we know that you're basically have a very, very evil government that's over you right now. So we're going to welcome you into the U.S. And if you decide to just be your own space, we'll support you, of course, with our military. Because I don't know, Ottawa may come in and say, well, we're going to just come in and hammer you with our military. Those in the military that will listen to us, and so we'll be like, no, no. We'll destroy anyone of your corrupt military that decides to go in there and do anything. So I think that's what's coming. Favored trade status, border crossing, okay, both ways, and all that kind of stuff. I think Alberta is going to be amazing. There's a place north, a city called Edmonton. I did a course up there. Chile, Northern Lights, beautiful lakes, beautiful country. The trees are stunted because it gets super cold up there, so don't grow very big. But it's very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful, right? So I look forward to Alberta being part of the United States, in one capacity or another. All right, so Warsh's experience on the Fed board. So isn't that kind of suspect? Home Alone, lady dies on the day that he says Kevin Warsh, and Kevin McAllister, Kevin. Remember, she's screaming Kevin over and over again, every show, every movie they had. And now she's bye-bye. And some of these similarities, sometimes you're like, oh, is Trump kind of like, telegraphing deep state, or is he basically in the face of the deep state? This is what Mike believes, right? Mike believes that President Trump likes to disinformation the deep state. So they're going to kind of focus on Kevin, while in the background there is, and maybe I shouldn't even say this, but anyway, I'm going to say it anyway, Judy Shelton. She's a prominent female economist and former Trump nominee to the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, who advocates for a return to gold-backed monetary standard. So there was a rumor that she was going to be nominated, and gold and silver were kind of maintaining a decent level. And when he picked Kevin, then it crashed. All right, crashed pretty hard, and then it bounced back a little bit. So the way that Trump works is he disinforms so that the deep state doesn't get too full of themselves and try and take down the people that he's really wants to put in those positions. And who knows, maybe the last minute he goes, oh yeah, actually I just wanted Judy all along. Right? So, and we're going to do away with the Fed and the IRS, and we're just going to have Treasury is going to be gold-backed currency. It's going to be tied to crypto. XRP is going to transfer. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. So I think that's a plan at some point. We'll see. Now there is explosive sunspot growth activity coming, guys. Now we talked about this, and I'm very surprised that the last outburst from the sun didn't have major earthquake activity, because normally it does. But somehow, some way, the Earth shielded itself. How about that? Is there some good guys involved there? Possibly, because normally it would have just cranked through the Earth and just started making those La Brea tar pits filled back up again with all of those leftist. All right. They're, 10,000 years from now, they're going to find all these leftists in the La Brea tar pits from the tsunami that comes and pushes them in there. So they were like, who are these stupid people? These stupid animals. Look, they're stupid. They just like gathered around the tar pits and got trapped and got sucked down into it. Yeah. Look at all these hundreds of thousands of stupid people that wandered and got stuck in the La Brea tar pits. That's the way they'll talk about it. Because no, they won't. Because we're not going to be stupid in the future, right? I thought that would be fun, though, right? Leftist, hundreds of thousands of leftists, millions of leftists that were demonstrating against ICE. All right. Biden judge crushes Minnesota's desperate bid to shield illegal aliens from justice. ICE's Metro surge marches forward. So I think that's awesome. A Biden judge. Cool. A Biden judge. So let's not pick sides here. Let's just do the right thing. All right. All right. I don't give a crap if you're Democrat, Republican. Just do the right thing. Period. All right. No party bullshit. Although the Democrats suck bad, so they're the worst. But I think as we go forward, that Democrat Party, as I've said all along, is going to go bye bye. All right. So that's the future. Democrat Party goes bye bye, and the rest of us, dance and have a good time, and we're very happy because things are moving in the right direction. All right. So it's been fun. It's been good. And maybe we should just hang out for just a little bit longer, but maybe not. All right. It's because it's getting late. See, it's getting dark. I remember when it was like 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock, it would be dark. And now look at it. It's 5:22 here now, and it's still light out. So the days are getting longer. But I believe that we're going to get some more cold weather here. It's a snow megadon happening on the East Coast. There's already been snow flurries in Florida. I think that my old stomping ground is going to get some snow probably early tomorrow or tonight. All right. So that will be Gulf effect snow that's coming for Florida. It won't stick, but it will be flurries all the way down into the middle of Florida. So you guys know that I said that it would be cold. And a lot of you guys have seen my slowly but surely, a lot of you guys are going and checking out my forecast for the future. At first, I was like, no one cares. And now a lot of people have seen it. So it's kind of fun to see, what an intuitive sees for the future. Doesn't always, happen exactly, but I'm pretty close. And it's not me. I say I'm saying my God connection is pretty spot on. But there are some times where you get informed, and we as a community stop these certain things from happening, and the ones that we want to happen, we focus on them with our God consciousness, and we make it happen. And that's right, Kim in Wisconsin. That's why we buy silver, because silver is God's money. And silver, even though it was used to basically, take down Yeshua, Ben Joseph, Jesus, for you guys that don't know who the heck that is. So, what was it? 30 pieces of silver. Now we've turned that around, and it's going to be many pieces of silver that make you rich. All right. And I think that's the way it's going to be. It's pronounced Shay. Yeshewa. Okay. Yeshewa. All right. So the golden age with love and light. That's right. And I'm so harebrained, but where are your forecasts? There, it says forecast future. Look in my YouTube channel. All right, guys. Lots of love. Stay in the love vibration. The forecast will continue Those are forecasts at the beginning of the year, but during the year, I constantly give more forecast and update you on a lot of things. There's a lot of things coming at us. So you guys need to be like crypto going bye-bye for a little bit, not completely bye-bye, but down, and buying opportunity. Silver, you just had a buying opportunity again. We pointed this out many years ago when it crashed to 17. It's like, buy it, buy it, buy it. And so a lot of you guys did, and a lot of you guys are happy. You'll be happier in the future because silver and gold are in a massive bull market, massive, that will last for years. All right. So don't get dissuaded from the reality of that because it is going to continue. All right, guys. Stay blessed and stay in the love vibration, and we'll see you guys next time.